tracks.
Sadly, I can understand why. I can understand why. But
and it is hard. It's hard with these companies, creators too. You know, that makes movies and stuff. The writers and directors, because you don't know what they're gonna say. Suddenly, they're gonna say something that really draws down the stream and people who are watching and the panelists, and just like, why the fuck did you say that? Like, what the fuck's going on, dude? You know, we're trying to be respectful to you. Then you have to be respectful to us too, right? That's how it goes. It's respect for respect.
Rules for thee, not for me. It's their motto.
Yeah. And by the way, hail to Prismatics, who is here.
And awake.
Hello.
Hey, man. How are you doing?
Hey there.
Fine. I've been working today. Woke up 6 o'clock in the morning, and that's how many hours ago? Oh, God. And I've been sleeping until now. And then I saw you sent me a message, and now I'm here. So you summoned me, I guess.
Yeah, we needed to summon our diversity LGBT hire. You know,
Wait, what?
yeah. We need our diversity, you know. We have Fenya, who's a black guy. We have Prismatics, who's an LGBT guy. So, you know, we need a diversity so people can't attack us, right?
We only miss a woman. I mean, welcome to the club, Fenrir. Just embrace it, basically.
Yeah, I'm part of the family now.
Yeah.
There you go.
I had to say, when I saw the title of this stream, I got... I don't know.
Yeah, we are going to talk more about Mags, because that is the topic we're also talking about, and Jack Snyder. And no, so he has gone more of that route, and Mags also, we all know that Mags did a pitch, you know, of making Connor Kent trans and all that kind of stuff. And Mags did get her will to a certain point with Superboy, and even mentioning Connie in the comic when Miss Martian have a talk with Superboy, and he gets mad and he runs off, you know, he flies away. Miss Martian doesn't say Connor. She screams Connie. And at the same time, they made him be more gay. He is struggling with his identity, and he had to color his hair. And yeah, they made him really fucking gay in the comic. And they really teased.
I'm standing out. I have color for hair. I'm suddenly non-straight. That's a fine representation.
Exactly. And Kilted and Phil, how do you guys feel about what Mags has been doing right now?
You know, I try to be open-minded about things, but I still say entertainment should be left alone. Should we have things included? In certain things, yes. But in certain things, I would say no. I'm not anti-gay or whatever the rainbow flag represents. There's too many letters in there, so I can't keep up. But hey, someone wants to write a story and it happens to have someone that has a gay character. God bless them. Okay? I just don't want it to be hammered on me. You know? I just find this all weird. And I'm like, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I just think entertainment in the last 20 years had a big meeting of some sort. And they're like, we're going to hammer this to you and you're going to accept it. You know?
Yeah.
I can accept a lot of things, and I consider myself very open-minded. But if you're hammering this story to me and you're making this movie for the sole purpose of a binary character being the main lead and everything, then to me, that's doomed. Make the character and let the people fall in love with the character for who it is. That's it, period. I mean, everybody here, I don't know if you watched the movie that Tom Hanks did when he played a person that was dying of AIDS and was gay.
Philadelphia.
They didn't hammer it to you. They told you the story. You fell in love with the character.
They gave you a purpose to care about it. You know, they
Yes.
gave you a purpose. Like, this makes sense to the story. It is the same with, you know, we have, for example, you know, comics with gay characters in Marvel, for example, and other stuff. And those times when they created these characters, they made you care about their story, who they are, why they're fighting, why they're superheroes. But you don't get that now. You only get that, you know, they only hammer that flag in your face, you know, they just hammer all this kind of stuff in your face with no fucking good purpose story of it. They just do it because, hey, I am, you know, like Mags. Oh, look at me, I'm trans. I have to push that in my fucking comics.
Or look at me, I'm black, I'm brown. You should love me. And that's stupid. You know,
you're a brown cheese.
I see with today's superheroes is that they have no effort put upon them. They're just a label. And one of the most problems is that the people blame a hero's being given power. That's not actually a thing that I dislike, because a character can be given power without actually earning it at first. I mean, look at Spider-Man. He's just a kid who was at the right place at the right time and got bitten by the spider and survived. He was given the power, but he earned it with the death of Uncle Ben and him trying to make up for it every time and be a better person. He earned it, and as such, earned the viewership that he got. He earned everything.
Created a good story around it all. It all made sense to this character, and that's what you're supposed to do. It's the same thing, you know, when people are saying, "Oh, we didn't have black characters in movies or comics." It's like, yes, we fucking did. We had a lot of those.
Of course, but these people, none of their political stigma can have effect if it did. So they need to create this false perspective of history so they can do their bullshit.
Disney, and I'll use them as an example. One of the biggest movies that Walt Disney himself helped create and loved was The Song of the South, based upon a book.
I freaking love that one.
That movie got 2 Oscars, and is it depicting a bad time in what you would call the United States? Yeah. Okay, it's a bad time. After the Civil War, and things are hard, and things are hard to change. That's granted everywhere after a time of a war. But the whole purpose of Uncle Remus is to take a bad day, a bad situation, and he was just going to be happy. He was going to make himself happy. Was he happy that he had to be hired to work on a plantation? I'm pretty sure no. No one wants to work on a plantation. No one wants to work in a farmer's field for a living. No one here wants to pick any fruit or vegetables. I wouldn't say that's the greatest life to live. But the whole purpose of Uncle Remus is to make people happy. Your life is hard, times are hard, but here I am going to try to make things happy. Okay, it's not that hard. I mean, you can't. In today's world, it's like we have to go and change everything. No, we don't have to change everything.
Okay? Yeah, you're correct, because he has a positive attitude despite his situation.
I don't know if it's just me.
Exactly.
I think it is in today's world.
No, it's not just
you.
You
have to be forced to accept things. What we have to accept is what makes us different. If everybody here likes chocolate cake and I don't, I should be accepted that, okay, he doesn't like chocolate cake.
Well, then you're racist.
Yeah, for example, I love red velvet
you're
cake,
racist
but most
if
of the
you don't
people
like,
I know hate it.
You're racist if you don't like chocolate cake.
Well, there you go. I guess I am. But what I'm trying to say is, not everybody. Look, we're humans. Not everybody's going to like everybody. Cash Money might not like me, but you know what? In the world, it's logical. We all hate. Like I said, I can hate chocolate cake. You can hate things. The difference in the world today and what people have to understand, it's okay to hate. The thing that makes the line crossed is if I was to say, well, since you guys all like chocolate cake, I want to harm you. There's the difference. There's the difference in the if I can say I don't like chocolate cake and I don't like people who like chocolate cake, but I do live and let live situation, I should be left alone. And people should accept it. You're not always going to be happy with everything ever done. Some people are not going to be happy on Christmas Day. Some people are miserable on the holidays.
Oh yeah,
it's just the way. Absolutely. We are humans, and we have to recognize humanity. We look in the United States; they give you the rights for this, the right of happiness, but you have to have the opposite right. The opposite to not to like something. The right to, if I don't like somebody, I don't have to be around them. Long as I'm not harming them or promoting.
You said the words perfectly, and I gotta say, I want to point one thing out. We're trying to live in this society that's trying to forcibly mush everyone into the same side. We've forgotten that one of the best things about being human is that we can all disagree with each other, but infinitely at the end of the day, we can work together to reach the equal goal.
There you go. We need to accept their differences. Jason always tells people he's Norwegian. Well, I'm Italian American. We are both have European descent. But we, as him being Norwegian, me being Italian, we have nothing other than that in common. Other than that. Even though
one has mobsters, the other has Vikings.
Yep. There you go. I mean, it can't be any different. But we're not sitting here saying, Jace, my Romans couldn't go further north, but if they did, I would love to take Norway. Nobody's saying that today. We're living in a society that I thought after World War II, the craziness of being crazy would somewhat end. And look at today's world. Mm-hmm. It's going 360. And like I said, you cannot ask people something today without saying, well, you hurt my feelings or you should be accepting me. No.
When you're promoting your product, all you can say is diversity, inclusion, look at me, pat myself on the back. Then, like you said, that is a massive, massive red flag. Just like Phil, I do give everything a chance. I don't pay attention. One of my favorite things I like to say is nobody cares about the opinions of the lions at the zoo. Nobody cares about the opinions of the animals at the circus. They want to be entertained. I can look past the stupid shit people say if the product is entertaining and not filled with forced ideological nonsense over the story. But again, a red flag is a red flag for a reason. If the relationships, whatever they are organic and fitting, then okay, I can keep going. Like, you can't stand. I watched the first 2 episodes of Gen V. I'll use this as an example. You hate it for all the woke, nonsensical, like that show. First episode, my God, the buzzwords abound. But at the same time, I started to realize what the world is about. It's about, like, buzzwords are important in this setting. It's all about social media. It's about YouTube. It's about the likes, the retweets, the publicity, the corporations. So that's when I went, oh, it's appropriate for this story. In that situation, I think the nonsensical ideological buzzwords in Gen V is appropriate for Gen V. So I think that's more organic than something like Superman comics. You know what I mean? And that's why, and once I realized that, it's like, okay, I can watch this for what it is. Not necessarily woke, but it's got the buzzwords, which, again, like I said, that's going to be a massive red flag for a lot of people. I do think some of the stuff in the first 2 episodes is just, Jesus Christ, I'm rolling my eyes all the way back in my head. But there's enough there for me to find entertaining, and I want to see where the story goes. Of course, when he opened up his dad's crotch in the statue, I was like, really? That was intentional. And just like an attempt at a joke. I guess maybe it's some sort of Freudian joke or whatever. But I don't know. But those situations, if it's organic and...
I'm happy you get more enjoyment of that show than I do, because for me, this is a typical woke CW writing show, just with better CGI. That's how I feel about it. And I
kind of dropped off the Boys universe a long time ago.
Yeah, I haven't watched The Boys.
Can I ask, was that a form of satire?
What's that? What?
That the Gen V show, was that a form of satire, since they were so focused on the buzzwords and everything? That's why I'm asking.
I think the massive amount, the overabundance of buzzwords, I don't know if I would consider it satire.
Or something in that direction.
The way the universe is, the superheroes are made and built up because of their popularity. in this world. Like, that's my understanding. Am I wrong? Like, it's like, is that what it's like?
Yeah, this world, is
corporate.
more.
It's merchandising. It's popularity.
It's about all of company
that's
and
how
all
you
that.
become part of the seven or part of whatever. That's how you become popular because of social media, YouTube, the likes, the views, and all this other stuff. So in those situations, yeah, it's like, well, okay, it's fucking Twitter on TV with superheroes. Like, oh, okay, fuck them, But some of the other
prismatics would fit perfectly in those shows.
Yeah, but knowing who I am, I would probably be the villain, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Do you think you would be a misunderstood villain, or do you think you just will be a real?
No, I will be the villain. If that's how the people are, the good people, I will be the villain. I'm sorry, but I'm so tired of these people.
Are you going to be a misunderstood villain or not?
No, never. I am perfectly understood. I don't like this shit. I don't care about this shit. I don't like the pandering, selling points stuff that's going on in basically most of the stuff that's going on in the Western world. I don't care about it. It has become a luxury problem. That's how I see it, because we have nothing better to do than complain and bitch about this stuff every single freaking day. I'm so tired of it. So yeah, I will be a villain. I can embrace that role. I'm fine with it.
Yep. So we are going to get into that article with Zack Snyder Rebel's Moon and the comic, because there is a lot more that this Mags person have said online that is not great to normal people out there. So we're going to get into that too. So there we go. God damn, my mouse doesn't want to work. There we go. Zack Snyder, from Bunning into Comics. Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon Netflix film series to get prequel comics from an ultra woke pro transgender creator who threatened to beat people with a bat. And Mags did. I do remember that. Mags did threaten normal people and, gonna beat them up with the bat and, was ready to fight and all that because, a lot of stupid shit.
And Mags wonders why everybody hates her.
Yep. Zack Snyder announced that his upcoming Rebel Moon Netflix film series will receive a prequel comic series to be published by Titan Comics, written by Brian. That is Mags, just the real name of Mags.
Visaggio.
Who claims to be a woman and uses the name Mags. Yeah, we know that. So here is one of the cover arts. And that is Clark Bint, I think, who did the cover art and stuff like that. Snyder made an announcement on X where he wrote excitement news that Rebel Moon universe is expanding beyond with a prequel comic series. And back in the day, we in 540, we did talk about his whole plans about the universe. He was not just going to do comics. He was going to do RPG games. He was going to do games if he could. He planned out way too many things at once before the movie was even finished releasing or editing was finished.
I mean, it's good to be positive, but isn't it a bit too risky? What if everybody hates it?
Yeah, no, he had a long plan.
If everybody hates it, his plan goes nowhere. So, no.
Normally when something like, I can remember when Star Wars come out, they wait for Star Wars the movie. Well, we didn't call it A New Hope or Episode 4, whatever you want to call it. But when Star Wars first came out in 1997, it was movie first and then merchandise, not the other way around.
Was it?
Yeah,
because merchandising
was
banked
on.
It was.
But it came second because George himself didn't even believe it was going to be a success.
No, he didn't.
Well, George Lucas held on.
I'll even put this down, and I'm not trying to change the subject, but I'll just point this out. The person that knew that and felt that there was a chance it was going to be a success was Alex McGuinness, because most of what he got paid was based upon the percentage of what the movie sold and merchandising. That's why he said after that movie, if he wanted to, he could retire right then and there. So smart man. But yes, that most of the time it was always that. Even I can remember Planet of the Apes. When the movies came out, it was movie first, then merchandise. Now, somewhere in like the 90s, that kind of changed. It was, oh, we're going to do merchandise and then release the movie. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I think with something brand new like this, that all right, nobody has seen Rebel Moon yet. You don't even know.
And it's a Netflix production at the same time.
Yeah. I don't think they should be trying to aim merchandise, games, and everything until you find out this movie is going to be something.
Hey, Fudge Norris, hail to your brother. Hope you're doing good.
What happens if the movie doesn't sell? No one likes it. So logically, the comic book prequel is going to tank. Any games that come after it's going to tank, and any merchandise is going to tank. It's tank, and let's be honest, they can't afford to lose. I'm not sure who's the studio behind Rebel Moon, but they can't afford to lose.
I think Snyder's making this out of his own pocket.
With Netflix, it's Netflix who's behind it, and he's with Netflix with this project.
I'm glad they have money to throw away. I mean, after everything the last 5-6 years going on in Netflix, they can afford to lose that. So, yeah. I just say if you're starting a new franchise and you want success, I think you should wait till after the movie before flooding the market with merchandise.
Yep.
It is different when you say something like Batman. New Batman movie. Almost logically, there's going to be Batman fans. So you can get away with making a new movie, but pre-releasing merchandise and games. This we don't know nothing about until we get the movie.
Yep. And we know nothing. And I don't know. It looks like we are getting the prequels. We get the movie first, and then we will have the prequels. We don't know how that movie is gonna be, we don't know how the movie is gonna be. It's gonna be received well. Will it be received bad? We don't know. We don't know how it's gonna be received. But he made way too many plans, way too fast, and he should have waited with that. Just make your movie and get that done first, and you see how it gets received. And if it gets received badly, well, it's not gonna be more of it. But he already have we're gonna do this done with the case. He's gonna push everything at once, and of course when he got the writer, he had to of course choose one of the most annoying fucking writers out there who can't write shit.
Well, threatening people is not going to win you anybody over real quick. I can tell you that. And it is a situation that the main comic book industry is in. I mean, you take independent like Rippa, you take him aside, comic book industry is tanking.
Yep.
So if you're going to venture into comics, the last thing you want to do is, I don't care what you're writing in the comic, you don't go attacking people. Potential people that might have want to say, oh, I'll buy into this. Some people are going to say, I ain't venturing near it. I'm not talking movie now. I'm talking just the comic.
Yeah.
If I was a person that would wanted to read a comic, I'll be stepping away from it. And it could be the most awesome comic there is. I don't want to be associated reading somebody's stuff and the person wants to swing a baseball bat at me. Why?
Yeah. No, I get you, man. So Zack Snyder, he added issue 1 of Rebel Moon is that's House of the Blood Axe, will be published by Titan Comics on January 10th, 2024, and available wherever comics are sold. Well, I can tell you, it will not be sold in Norway. That I know, because they don't sell all stuff from Netflix in that kind of sense. If they do, that's just a new thing they will do. But if it's a woke comic, maybe. But as Steve said, the trailer for Rebel Moon looks pretty, but again, so do a lot of things that wind up being shit. Yeah. No, that is true. There's a lot of things that can look really nice, but the series looks trash. Unfortunately, that's how it is. In a press release, Titan Comics revealed the prequel series will be a 4-part comic series, written by Eisner-nominated Mags, with art by Clark Pint and colors from Francesco Segala. So Mags is the main writer of this whole thing. Well, it's a good thing Mags is not doing the art because, well, Mags can't do art.
Well, she can't write either, so I mean.
Amber Heard is pretty, lol. I'm one of the few persons that never thought she was pretty.
No, unless you enjoy having a turd in your bed, no, she's not.
So here is the cover art for House of the Blood Axe by Clark. At least he can do art a little bit better than Mags, but as for the story, the official description states sets 5 years before the events depicted in Rebel Moon. So it's 5 years before the movie itself. Part 1, A Child of Fire. The first comic, House of the Blood Axe, provides backstory for the characters Derva and Darren Bloodaxe, leaders of a band of outlaw revolutionaries, played by Cleopatra Coleman and Ray Fisher in the movie. That's true. I remember, Ray Fisher's in the movie. I know he was not so popular for the things he said.
Yeah, he needs all the help he can get.
Yeah. And their Formville family's story. It continues as a war is looming on the horizon on the planet Chasu. The leader of Bloodaxe family conflicted between living up to his father's domineering legacy, maintaining the peace. It's up to him to settle the conflicts with himself, his family, before the entire planet erupts in war. So here we have some more of the art from the comic. Interestingly, the press release also declares this 4-issue prequel series as essential reading for anyone who wants to know more about the rich and expensive lore of the Rebel Moon universe. It notes that Mags is writing the comic. The story comes from Snyder. With an original story from Snyder himself, the comic carries the same levels of drama, action, and high emotional stakes as the director that the director is known for. And if I do not remember wrong, Mags said on Twitter that they got more of a free will to do more what they wanted to do in the comics to make it a little bit their own. That's also a red flag when you see what Mags wants to do in comics and what Mags wants to write in comics and what Mags care about in comics. And that is the agenda all the fucking time. That's what Mags is known for.
That's not a red flag. That's a scarlet red flag. It's that intense.
Yeah. Snyder stated, I'm excited to collaborate with Mags to explore the rich and complex backstory of Bloodaxe siblings. In Rebel Moon, House of the Bloodaxe, fans will get to discover their motivations as the genesis of the rebellion. Mags describe the series. It's all extremely personal. A family conflicted with the patriarch who is in conflict with himself at the moment when they need to be united. It's a story about failure and consequences of failure. So here we have it. The one I mentioned earlier wrote on Twitter back in 2017. So we lick our wounds, but we spike our bats, and we rise against and we fight the fuck back. We will fight back. Trans women started Stonewall. We know how to throw bricks. Well, I'm just gonna have to use our
if EVS said this, they would be burning his house down.
Yes. And then continue with we're done being victims. if the only fucking response to be torrents of abuse, we get to raise our fist.
What abuse? You're literally a defended group. The government literally goes half its way to death for you.
Yes. And fist to our shins and throw the punch. By God, we will. I am done with this. So fuck you, fucking cis assholes. Of course, had to go with the cis assholes. Really important. Fuck your bullshit. Get ready for a baseball bat to the teeth. So yeah, how do you guys feel about more about this Mags person and the way Mags looks at people?
Well, I'll speak as a senior. For me, correct me if I'm wrong, threatening people should be, and I don't know worldwide, but that's a crime. That's a crime. But if you're protesting and you know how to throw bricks, normally that's done behind a police line because the people in front of you got to go through the police to get to you that's throwing the brick.
Yep.
Yeah. If let me ask you this: if you took Mags and say, "Here's a soccer field. You stand here," and someone stands there and hands him a baseball bat and hands this other person a baseball bat and say, "Go at it," I think Mags would run away. You know.
Yep.
And even if you have a chance to win into people in the middle. Throwing and saying you're going to do something violent. If I was to say I'm going to protest and I don't like something about you have a problem there when you have Ezra, what's his name? Miller, the guy who plays Flash, still ain't fired. Still ain't fired. Notice
no.
Still ain't fired for look, he assaulted women, I believe now twice. Still ain't fired.
Assaulted a man to a woman and a man, and he did a lot of fucked up things.
Look, I like Johnny Depp. I'm a Johnny Depp fan. He wasn't found guilty of what he was accused of, yet he lost his job with Warner Brothers. He lost his job with Disney. And Ezra Miller, there's no question of what he did. There's no question.
No, there's too much evidence. He knows he did.
So, and this Mags person, I'm not sure how much connected he has with DC or his involvement with Snyder connects him with DC. Snyder himself.
Well, he's created numerous comic books. He has been part of the editorial before and has destroyed more characters loved by human beings than if he's been alive. So
he's going to be selling any more comic books with this person that this person didn't do with DC. Something's missing there. But yeah, I don't have any hope for the DC comics, the DC universe with Discovery, Warner Brothers. I don't have any hope with them people. I'm sorry.
No, I don't either, man. And I get you on that.
There's nothing that the DC universe in the last 10 years. Maybe there's a couple okay movies, but the TV shows were horrid. Some of them shows like Batwoman shouldn't have went 2 episodes, let alone 2 seasons. But they were willing to throw in their money. I don't know where they're getting all this money because normally, the way I always done growing up, everything's based upon ratings. And if a ratings fall to a certain point, your show gets off the air.
Yeah,
that's just the facts of how it works. And I'm pretty sure that works the same worldwide. You don't have the ratings, you don't have a show. Done. But
no, that is true, man. That is true.
I don't understand. All right, Snyder had issues with Geeks and Gamers using a symbol, but doesn't have an issue with a person he's helped writing a comic book threatening people to use a baseball bat.
Yep. And I want to say hail to Sax out there. It's good to see you, brother. Sax is in the chat. Hail to you, man. Hope you're doing well. But no,
one final thing that I want to add, and please correct me if I'm wrong here.
Yeah.
I don't see why they're putting on efforts on doing this comic book. I don't mind them working on it, but hold off until you see that your movie is going to be a success before it flops.
The comic book is a prequel to the movie.
That a prequel to a movie that we still haven't seen.
But no, I agree with Phil there when it comes to the whole thing that with the comic, okay, you can work on it and all that kind of stuff, but you should wait, marketing and all that kind of stuff with this, let the movie come out first. None of us have seen it. None of us really knows what the fuck the story is about. We know nothing other than the trailer and what Snyder has said himself. That's all we know. Anything more you guys want to add on to this? Phil, Kilted, Fenrir, Pris?
Nah, I got nothing.
It's gonna be shit. Comic book's gonna be crap.
I mean,
this is pretty. It'll be a pretty looking turd.
Well, Kilted just said what I was going to say. This is the typical shit that we have to deal with. I mean, nothing surprised me with these people anymore. I mean, you can easily predict this. It's so stupid. I'm so freaking tired of it.
Yeah,
it's a turd that is being coated in a nice painting, basically. But it's still a turd.
Yeah. No, I agree with that, man. I do. And I know, Phil, you don't have so much time. Is there any final thoughts you want to say about all this?
I think when people are writing stuff and creating stuff, they should think before they say.
They don't even do that with the movies with the first draft.
It hurts me. Like I said, I hate to bring up my age, come from a different time. But did we have, back in the 70s, did we have controversial things? Yes, we did.
Yeah, but Archie Bunker made fun of it.
Archie Bunker made fun of it. You had the Jeffersons, which was a spin-off of that show. Ironic, an African-American show spin-off of Archie Bunker, who was bigger. But, it's okay to have things in today's world you want to talk about. It's different to say in today's world, you have to accept it. Or when Hollywood, in particular, I'll use an example of the Oscars. If your movie doesn't have diversity, have no chance of having your movie in for an Oscar. So if a person from China wants to write a movie about the Three Kingdoms, they're automatically excluded. A ancient, historical, classical right, which fortunately only involves the Chinese. So I don't want to see, no offense there, Jason, somebody from Norway magically appearing in 100 AD China. I don't want to see no Native Americans appearing in 1 AD China.
Same. I wouldn't want to see any Africans there either because it wouldn't make sense.
It's just because, look, if you want to do something modern today and be diversified and inclusive, fine by me. But ancient times, it was different. And yes, there was some merger and some inclusiveness. But basically, when you went to China, there's only Chinese.
Yeah, for example, if you're going to do a story on Arthurian legend, it makes sense to make all the guys Europeans from British to
it's
some Nordic descent.
It is. I mean, like, I like
French.
Tolkien and very much into Tolkien lore. I feel that if you don't like Tolkien lore, you don't have a right to change it.
Exactly.
He typically said he written that for his country, which was England, Britain. Okay, whatever you want to call it, either way. Same thing. Okay. If they don't have Indians from India, it's because he didn't write it for them. Just like there are manuscripts and books of ancient times of people written in India, ain't going to have a European from Britain. And we can't just mush everything together because we want to make everything hunky-dory and we're all singing Kumbaya.
Yeah, because if you mush everything together, you're taking away its magic, its uniqueness.
Yep.
People, I think of, look, they used to tell people here in the States, we're a melting pot. Well, we're not a melting pot. We are a salad. You have certain tomatoes, there's lettuce, there's onions. We're in it together, don't get me wrong. But in the salad, not everything mixes, but it's all part of it.
And a whole bunch of people are trying to toss it.
There you go. I just don't. I think we lost common sense somewhere, and this person that Mags, yeah, I don't care if he's a trans or whatever he is. More power to him. What I care about is that he sounds like a psychopath that wants to hurt people, threatening.
He
people.
is.
Yeah. So if you want to start, you know what? I would love to see him go into a biker bar with Hell's Angels or pagans saying he wants to swing a baseball bat on them because they dare say they don't like something.
He'd be found dead in the ditch.
Yeah.
And I don't like being mean. I don't want to see. Look, I'm all for being peaceful and non-violent up until a point that someone makes you go violent, and what I mean make you, where you have no other choice but to defend yourself. I don't like the idea, I gotta throw a brick because somebody doesn't like me.
Well, the thing is,
the world isn't supposed to like everybody.
But the thing is, Phil, you're not being mean at all.
I mean, one school and
you're being critical.
You didn't get along with bullies, everything. But you're not saying you want to throw a brick at them.
But that's the difference between these people and, I will say, people like us. You're being critical, while Max, she's being angry, or he, I guess. I don't know what the thing is, but they're threatening people with violence, and it's so annoying because they don't get their. I don't know what these people's deal is, but it's so annoying. They want to insert themselves in every
They're
single
psychopathic.
thing.
Yeah, sociopathic, psychopathic, whatever he, she, they, them, it's whatever they are. But that's so confusing with people. And you shouldn't be afraid, Phil. Be critical with these people. You can even my stupid LGBT card, even so, because somebody has to say something. And that's it, because this is getting overboard with these people. It really does.
I think everybody could agree. We just want movies and entertainment to be.
Yep, exactly.
Just make it. Don't throw an agenda. Don't throw politics into it. Don't throw anything. Look, if you're writing a story and you want to create something, create it. Don't go into some of these other establishments like DC Comics and their superheroes, Tolkien, Star Wars, and decide I am going to change the characters that are already established. Create your own. I tell people, Rings of Power was the worst Lord of the Rings thing associated with it that I ever seen. But I will tell you this: if they didn't,
I'm shocked that nobody hunted the people behind it.
I will tell you this: if whoever was behind the Lord of the Rings, the Rings of Power, if they never used the Lord of the Rings, changed it to like something like Elf World, nobody would have been upset. It would have been a major hit, and people wouldn't care. When you put it under Lord of the Rings, you're putting it under Tolkien. You see what I'm saying? You're already trying to change something that he never wrote. And, forget about the timeline and everything with that show. But, like I said, I wish people would create their own. Do they not have any ideas in Hollywood?
Nope.
Remakes?
Nope, they don't.
No, they don't.
And the remasters and all this stuff?
Actually, now that I think about it, it's not that they don't have ideas. It's just that the people that actually have the creative power to come up with ideas aren't accepted in Hollywood.
Independence, content.
Yeah, pretty much.
Independent, fan-made, especially on YouTube. I've seen some of the best Star Wars in the last 20 years be on fan-made. Fan-made.
Yeah, the rewrites, reimaginings, and so on that they've done are just perfect.
That is where I think entertainment.
Those are a lot better.
I think our entertainment survival is where it's going to go. It has to be through the independents, because you know what they're creating. Even if they decide to write something Star Wars, from what I've seen on YouTube and what I've seen, the stuff that they created, they honor the work, they credit the work, and some of it is magnificent. So I'm sorry if I ranted.
No, man.
Hopefully, I didn't come across as a hater. I'm not a hater. I love everybody. I just don't want no brick thrown at me because I'm throwing a brick back. And if you're swinging a baseball bat, I'm swinging too.
The only one you have problems with is Cash Money.
Cash Money, but I don't hate them. I don't want to throw a brick at them. I just want to keep them in line. But before I go, I want to thank you for having me on.
Yeah, man.
Pleasure to meet you.
If you noticed, I was hired.
It's a pleasure to meet you, friend.
Wait, so I wasn't the oldest person here this time? Hell yeah!
No, if you're not 52, then I got you beat.
Not by much.
Okay.
Only got me beat by 3 years.
I don't mind being the senior. Someone's got to be the senior. But
that I ain't the senior.
Yeah. Thank you for having me on. I was proud to be here and glad to be knowing that I was better than Cash Money. And hopefully I will be on again.
Yeah, man.
And like I said, people, this is the last thing I will say. Hollywood is going crazy. If you want to see stuff that is wonderfully created, go on YouTube, hit fan-made, whatever subject matter you want. Be it Lord of the Rings fan-made, Star Wars fan-made. This is where our entertainment is going and where we need it. For comic books, we have no hope besides the Ripperverse. And you can see when that what he created
and some other new content makers.
He God bless him for it. There's hope for comic books. If you like I said, Ripperverse. There's other stuff right now, and what I've seen right there, I wouldn't waste my time. So, but everybody have a blessed day.
Hold on, Phil. Hold on. You need to say what the TGA PSD said. You need to.
Oh, somebody wants me to say, "Get off my lawn"? Yeah, I say that a lot. I say that even to my grandkids. You know, when you put the grass seeds down and you want certain spots to grow grass, the last thing you need is the kids to go over and stomping on it. So
yeah, but where can people find you, Phil?
But yeah, hopefully I get better soon and I can go back to streaming.
Yep.
But as of right now, I'm able to have enough energy to get on YouTube, my fellow YouTube people. And yeah, you can find me normally hanging out and chat over on excuse me, gotta get my breath. Mike's channel, Pacific 414. I hang out there. I hang out with Cash Money. Believe it or not, we are associates. I can say friends, but okay, friends. And yeah, but there's a bunch of us that hang together. We talk, we hang out. Jace comes over sometimes, and we talk at night. Just have a ball, and we get along. Not everybody thinks and believes the same way, but you know what? We're sane people. We can have a discussion. We can disagree and not throw bricks at people or thinking about
exactly.
So speak for yourself.
And that's beautiful.
Thank you very much.
So
thank you for being here, Phil. It was nice.
Anytime. And I'm sorry.
Pleasure meeting you, man. Hope to see you again in the future.
But you guys are all wonderful. And yeah, I have to go back now because my grandkids are asking for me. So I'll catch you all later. Thank you. Goodbye, everybody.
Peace.
Goodbye, brother.
Goodbye.
Lucky pricks got grandkids.
Yeah, we all want them.
And I do see WookieBeBad in the chat.
Hey, Wookie, how's it going, bro?
I hope you're doing good, brother. Hope you're doing good, man. Hope you're doing good. It's good to see you.
that was shit. That was absolute shit.
I know.
Good Lord.
That sounded like a retarded. That's a good one. But hey,
I know, and I'm ashamed.
If you have time, man, just pop in whenever you feel for it.
Sound like Amy Schumer having an orgasm.
Oh, God. Oh, Jesus Christ.
The image alone.
How do you know?
There you go. I was like, is anybody going to catch what I just said?
How do you know? How do you know?
Yeah, that's my question.
I mean, it's been a while. So,
oh, come on, Steve. I'm trying. I tried as hard as I could. Okay, I don't have the throat for it.
No, man.
Okay, that.
really?
You know, when it's an Amy Schumer and you made that noise, God, that's gross.
Yes, I have revenged. I have
my throat. Oh, that just made everything better, funnier. Oh God.
I'm so glad Phil didn't experience this. Poor man.
We don't want him to get a heart attack, you know. God. That's what she said. Yeah, exactly, my friend. I suspect that she sounds like a whale.
Hey, don't insult whales like this.
It's a lot of. I mean, that's a lot of cushion. You can bounce right off that, go right back up. It's been a while. Okay, leave me the fuck alone. Oh God, never mind.
No, I heard nothing. I heard nothing. You know, I heard nothing at all. But we are gonna get some more positive news that I want to talk about.
Positivity.
Yeah, that's not often.
Oh, yeah.
And I also have more negative stuff, like Star Cruiser might get open again.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
They would have to go back and showcase the
That's still a thing?
trilogy. That's it.
Yeah.
They would have to go back and do it as with the original trilogy setting with the right characters. Maybe like they shut it down.
Yeah, but that's the thing. They can't do it because they can't keep it forever. Sooner or later, they need to move it to something going forward,
So
and they already
if
killed
they
the
are
chance of any of the
gonna
legends
reopen
because
it,
they
it's
made
gonna
the
be a little
future
different.
the sequels.
No, they need to do a little different. But,
So it has no future.
Ding.
no, what they talked about was like, you know, if the Star Cruiser gets open again, the suggestions are if they may reopen, it will be more streamlined version of the Star Wars Hotel.
Original trilogy. That's it. That's all it's got to be. Do original trilogy. You do. I mean, honestly, I don't think you would need the same character. You don't need the OG characters. Just use.
Hail to Wookiee. Not a shell.
Have it take place
Howdy.
during the original trilogy with similar storylines, and maybe not have it so structured, so scripted, where like making an actual vacation.
Yeah. So what do you feel about that if they do reopen the Galactic Star Cruiser?
He's feeling his beard right now.
I really did like Star Wars original theory for that. Star Wars theory's original thing for that. You go there and you can choose light or dark, and you go to your temples.
Yep.
And you do like 2 or 3 days worth of stuff. You build your lightsaber at the end. It's included in the price. All that cool stuff. You know, you could have them like go find their crystals.
Oh my God, that's your voice?
My voice.
Fenrir's jealous, okay, and of your beard.
I sounded like.
I think Fen, did you turn gay for Wookiee here? Did you turn gay? Right?
No. I'm surprised that's his voice. I always kind of saw. What was that guy? The one who used to do those radio shows about alien invasions. What's his name?
But no, I agree with Wookiee there, man.
Orwell.
Orson Welles.
Orson Welles.
Yeah, Orwell. That's a whole different book.
Yeah, I thought it was Orson Welles. It was Orson Welles. He sounded like, but now it's this. I'm disappointed, man.
Well, I'm just getting over being sick too. So.
I get that you're feeling better.
Still a pleasure to talk to you, dude.
But what you said, Wookiee, with all those plans, it would have made a lot more sense and not have this so scripted plan that they had, and it wasn't like surprises at all. Everything that when you got like the thing that they told you what's going to happen at this point, this was going to happen, this was going to happen, yada yada, and it's also the prices they had.
Oh yeah, the price was retarded. They tried to make it a dinner theater for like 2 days, and it doesn't work. I guess Drunk was saying they're going to reopen it as a dinner theater. That's fine. I mean, I'd pay $200 or $300 to go to.
It would probably only work if they make it in two sections. One's for kids, and the other after dark for the adults, where they can do whatever they want.
Like you said, if it's a dinner theater, if there's some sort of scripted storyline, it's going to have to change. You need replayability for things like this. Going and experiencing the same thing over and over again, plus the price tag that they had for the original, it's only going to be fun so many times.
What I can say about the prices
every few months, maybe a season. Like if it's open for a particular season, every season is something different. Which, of course, unfortunately for Disney, they would need talented creators. And Dave Filoni ain't fucking it.
No, definitely not.
No, he's not.
I found out apparently the Space Whales, he stole that too.
From who?
Treasure Planet. He didn't just he didn't just steal the map. Apparently he stole the Space Whales too. It's like, wow.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it is Dave Filoni. He likes to steal, that is his thing.
He's so creative, he's so original. Motherfucker, Ahsoka was a ripoff of half the other franchises.
Well, that's what I said. That Dave Filoni's not real because they had to go around stealing body parts to make him because he doesn't have an original bone in his body.
Yep, exactly. And also, what is fun with these prices on this Star Cruiser is that in Norway, well, that is almost rent for me. It's like that is like as much as I pay for my rent. I just pay a little bit more, but it's almost the same price. It's like it's not far off for me paying my fucking rent.
How much was it for the full stay for a family of 4? For a family,
how much was it again? Do you remember?
Was it
how much
it was? $5,000 or $6,000?
I'm thinking somewhere around $50,000.
No,
it's expensive enough.
It was 4 digits. It was only 4 digits. It was either $5,000 or $6,000 for a family of 4 for a 3-night stay. That's 3 months' income for me.
Yeah, for normal people, that's highly expensive.
It's a month and a half. Whoops. I forgot. It's a month and a half. Never mind.
It was like $6,000 ish.
Yeah.
Was it? Yeah.
That's a little more than a month and a half for me.
Yeah.
I have better things. You know how many Legos I can buy with $6,000? Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's just like
all of them.
No normal people could just go there, You had to have a lot of money to actually travel there and actually experience this Star Cruiser. But again, Star Cruiser looked shit. It looks cheap. It didn't feel like Star Wars. And
I would own the
food looked horrible.
You have to put it on.
Didn't they have like blue shrimps or something like that? Ugh.
Yes. They had like food coloring on shrimps. Who wants to eat shrimps with food coloring? That looks like...
I don't give a fuck. Shrimp are awesome.
No, I disagree. I don't like shrimps.
You don't like
I will fucking eat shrimp cocktail for oh god. Okay.
Well, you can have mushrooms. Go ahead.
Sushi. What? What about mushrooms?
Well, sushi's great.
Sushi's fantastic. You said mushrooms. Portobello mushroom, a nice grilled portobello mushroom. Oh, I just ate. God damn it! Now I'm getting hungry.
This is why I hate these streams. I always get hungry halfway through.
I ate before getting on.
But before we get to more Star Wars news, we are going to get to one actually more positive news that I'm excited for. So let's get into that one.
Yeah.
So I'm not a tabletop, nor a game player like that and stuff. But our good friend Chuck Dixon's Conan will be developed into an RPG source book, and I think that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. That is, something nice for once. Comic book legend Chuck Dixon, the creator of Bane, of course, will see his recently released Chuck Dixon Conan novels get developed into a new RPG source book, and I think that is fantastic news. All hail to Chuck Dixon. It's going to be fun to get him back on the channel again. We are talking to get him back on. We are talking about getting Mike Barron, Chuck Dixon, and I'm currently talking with Eric July's team to get him on the channel.
Nice.
Chuck Dixon's Canaan world was introduced to readers in Castelia House, The Siege of Black Citadel. Dixon recently expanded the world of Craven of the Demand and plans to continue his exploration of the character and the world in the Pit of the Blind God, which is expected to be published by Castelia House sometime next year. The first novel saw Conan participate in the siege of the Black Citadel, throwing forests that is the key to a civil war between the Mad Emperor Starbonus and his cousin Prince. Dude, my pronunciations on certain stuff is not good, so I'm sorry about that.
Starboner? What?
What? Did you say what?
I'm
what?
He said Starboner.
Starboner. I said Star. Did I say Starboner? I hope I didn't.
No, I think you said Star Bonus. That's what it sounded like. But hi, I'm me.
I'm like, boner, what the fuck, dude?
Like, you heard what I said. Yes, I did, and it doesn't matter. I heard what you said. I'm turning it into whatever sounds like a joke. I do this to my technicians all the time.
Son of Midas, Conan has to navigate the politics of Seth Midas' war camp while also seeking to find a weak point into the Citadel. The giant warrior also hatched up his own plan to enrich himself and his company while taking on the fulfilled enemy and horrific creation conjured by dark magic and more. And I still have not read this, and I still really want to read this, so it is on my plan to read. So in the second novel, Craven of the Demand, Canaan and his group of savage mercenaries prey upon Cravens of Sugir, however, taking possession of the riches intended for King Samora, including the beautiful princess. Temerarian is hunted by the king elite soldiers through the desert, but Canaan doesn't have to worry about soldiers pursuing him. There are horrors that might make Conan bulk lying down deep within the desert. And I really like this, man. I'm really excited to finally get to read them at some point. But the new RPG source book is being created by Outmarch LLC and will use the company's upcoming adventure Conquer King system, Imperial print. I'm not so familiar with tabletop games and stuff like that. Unfortunately, we don't have tabletop here right now. But is any other than me, like Wookie, Kilted, are you guys into tabletop games?
I used to be. I mean, I still have. I used to game like every weekend. But as the years have gone by and I've lost contact with a lot of people that I hang out with, got away from it. Got rid of most of my gaming books. The only set that I still have that I will never, ever, ever, ever get rid of is my D20 Modern stuff, because it's just it's probably almost it's almost as versatile as GURPS, but not as fucking complicated.
Okay.
You can mix and match anything, but I'm gonna be AFK for a minute.
Yeah, man. I saw that.
Because I have to feed people and stuff.
Yeah, no, that's important, man. But what about you guys? What do you think? How do you guys feel about he gets his universe into an RPG tabletop game system? How do you guys feel about that? Chuck Dixon,
that's cool.
His work gets expanded on.
Dixon is a very talented person. He deserves it.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I agree with that. I'm not much into tabletop games, but that's pretty cool that a comic book writer gets to have his own universe in a tabletop game.
Yeah, and he deserves it too, man.
Another one of his accomplishments.
Yeah, and
it's great to see this. The comic book writers that actually try keep getting more work and more money, while the ones that are shit keep begging people for money. Just speaks volumes.
And as long as it doesn't get corrupted. That's how I say it.
No, so here we have this one, the Imperial print and everything. So no, I'm excited for this. This might get me more into tabletop games when if I'm gonna play with people. This is something I really want to check out. I'm not, like I said before, I'm not a tabletop gamer like that, but I want to check it out because one, it is Chuck Dixon's universe that he's been creating, and I really want to check it out. And I know a lot of people in our community that we are friends with, plays a lot of tabletop games and stuff like that. So this would actually be a good introduction for me to like get more into this universe of tabletop. I think though, but no, all I want to say is that I'm proud of Chuck Dixon. That your world is getting expanded on, and not just that, he's also with Eric July with the Alpha Core, and that's just around the corner. Eric July just said that on Twitter that it's just around the corner. So really excited for that. I think a lot of us are excited for the Alpha Core comic and see how that's gonna go. Yeah, what do you guys think? Are you excited for it?
Yeah, I am.
For Alpha
So
Core?
far, the Rippaverse is one of the
Alpha
few, if not the only, universe that I actually care about reading this stuff. That in Rogue Sun.
Yep. I'm really excited for that. I'm really happy that his world gets expanded on with Oh, look at that! Look at that! Let me put you on the big screen.
Over here. I got 2 of these. I haven't opened the second one.
Sweet, bro.
But I got 2 graded ones behind me, behind the TIE Fighter. Signed edition number 1. All that good stuff. Yeah. That's all indie comics in there right now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I said I was going to put a picture of Eric in my wallet so I remember where my money went. I personally believe Eric is the next Stan Lee. I think he's going to create a universe that is amazing and be able to run it.
Yep. No, I believe so too, man. And he has proven himself to be one of the great creators out there, and he knows how to maintain this world. He knows how to find the right writers.
He doesn't have to draw it. He doesn't have to write it all. He just has to oversee the project. That's what a good boss does.
I believe in this universe a lot, and I do like Isom. Unfortunately, I've not read Isom 2 yet, but I will. Unfortunately, I don't have my copy yet. Hopefully, it will be in the mail at some point. But I live in Norway. Things takes a little bit more time when you live in Norway, unfortunately. But I'm really excited for it, and I'm still happy, he finally got Mike Barron on the table too. So I was in an argument on Discord with a guy, and we talked about Ahsoka, and he absolutely loves this fucking show. And he tells me that, the way the Force works, that's exactly how the Force works in the expanded universe and other stuff. That's how it is. I'm just like, the fuck are you on about, man? And this show fits the canon.
Did he give specific examples? Because if that's just going to say, that's how the Force works, which part? Let's discuss
that's how the Force works. There's no problem with it.
I would simply
not
go,
just that. It's just like, and when we talked about Sabine, it's just like, we never know. We didn't know back in that time that she could have had the Force in the show. We just didn't know it. It's like it was never indicated that she was a Force sensitive.
No, it wasn't.
She never practiced. She never did practice.
Actually, it was said that she has
this
almost
is why
no connection to the Force.
This is why it makes no sense, because people will say, he didn't retcon. Yes, he did. He retconned a lot of things from Rebels.
He retconned the whole series.
There was freaking no Zeb. There was none.
And he was the one responsible for Rebels. How can he have retconned everything?
Just pretty much did. It's just crazy. And it's like, I don't hate Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka, but once again, this show to me is just an absolute mess. So, sure, I was happy Hayden Christensen got more screen time. It was about fucking time, but still.
Everybody remembers that Rosario Dawson did a nude shoot about 5 years ago.
Did she?
She was on the cover of Vogue magazine.
What?
She was very ripped, very in shape. I noticed during the last episode of Ahsoka where she takes the shawl off, the old lady shawl. She has no muscle definition in her arms.
Yeah.
But who are we talking about?
I know.
Rosario Dawson. She's just thin. She's not cut like she was. That is why she sucked so badly with a saber.
Yep. Ray Stevenson, who actually, he has a couple pounds on him, of course, but it's not like fat or anything. No. But he knows how to fight. Like he's a classic actor. He knows how to go into roles, even if the dialogue wasn't the best with his character and all
that.
He
tried to make it work as best he could, because he cares a lot about his craft.
Show.
Right? He was one of the best things about Ahsoka, in my opinion.
And what they did with the end is
they just screwed him over.
Yeah.
It's like some.
And now he's dead, so he'll never go anywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
That is the big question: what they're gonna do with this character, though, if they're gonna continue the show.
They're probably gonna kill him off screen and give his role to the student.
And Mother of God, if they kill that character off screen, I think even the Disney even some Disney shills would be pissed, would lose their fucking minds.
What I think they'll do
they need to recast the character.
If there's a season 2, he's going to find whatever he's looking for, whether it be in the father, Alot, or whatever, and it's going to transform him, and he's not going to look the same.
That's fine. Recast him. Absolutely. 100%. Recast him. That character that's the only character I'm interested in anything about. Like we barely know his motivations. I'm more interested in knowing how he got to that point. What happened after Order 66 that apparently didn't kill any fucking Jedi.
I would like to know that. I would also like to know why I'm supposed to care about Shin as his apprentice. That's what I would like to know.
They didn't do a real good job with that one.
No.
But Jason, like you were talking about, you were arguing with a guy on Discord. So I have a girl at work. She's got a baby Yoda on her desk. She has the sides of her head is shaved.
Yeah, of course.
She's got a Darth Maul lightsaber tattooed on her arm. So somebody told her I had Star Wars tattoos. So we were sitting there talking, and she's like, "Oh, I love Star Wars." I said, I don't really care too much for the Disney stuff. And 2 years ago, she walked away from me when I said that. Now we were talking about Ahsoka. And she was like, "Oh, it's so good." I'm like, "Really? What about this? What about that?" She's like, "You're right." She's a huge Rebels fan. She's like, "You're right." And I'm like, the only reason Ahsoka's worried about Ezra is to get the throne. She can give a shit less about Ezra.
Right.
Yes, exactly.
And, so we were talking all the way through the series, and by the time we got to the last 2 episodes, she's like, "This show is so bad." My buddies at work joined. They're like, "You ruined Star Wars for her." And I said, "No, I taught her how to remove the member berries and look at it from a mechanical point of view."
Yes.
Without the stuff that came before, it doesn't make the show. It just makes it a show. It doesn't make it great or bad.
Yep.
Right.
But this was already established characters in Rebels and Ahsoka from the Clone Wars and Rebels.
And I still think that Thrawn might have eaten Zeb. I think he had a meal. That's why his stomach got a little fat. So
we were talking about it on one of the live watches, and they're like, "Okay, you got to use a voice actor from Clone Wars or Rebels to be in this show. Who would play a good Thrawn?" Sam Witwer.
Yeah.
Yep.
Of course.
Put the same prosthetics on his face. Yeah. He would have the statue. He would have the voice.
Yes.
Even though you are a voice for a show, that doesn't mean you are perfect to play a live action of certain characters.
No, I had people in my comment section on my videos. "Oh, well, he's the original voice actor and da-da-da-da-da," and all this. I said, "Okay, where's Ashley Eckstein?"
Yeah,
Ashley,
the voice actor for Sabine.
I don't know. Yeah, she could have. I don't mind Rosario Dawson. It's just as Ahsoka. It's just this show was a mess, and I was like, "Wow."
Yeah, exactly.
Most careers go to die.
But they should have actually picked a better actress. Rosario Dawson's okay. She was okay back in the day. She is not a very good actress. She's okay.
Yeah, and
it depends what she does, man.
And when I talked about with Ahsoka with Rosario Dawson, is that when I saw Ahsoka the show, every time I see her face and when she fights, there's no emotions. It's not even like she's trying to play the fucking role, and it does remind me. She does remind me of Bella from Twilight.
Oh
with
man,
these acting skills.
Character, dude.
Well,
sweet Jesus!
They try to push this stoic attitude. They try to push this stoic attitude on women, and it just doesn't work for women.
Nope. But I know, Fenrir, you have to go. So can you please promote yourself and stuff like that, Fenrir?
Okay, first of all, he has a good point. Women cannot pull that look. And second, you all know who I am. You all know where you can find me. My channel's on YouTube. Just write the name. It's right there.
What was your name again?
And or go.
What was your name?
Who?
You illiterate bastards. Learn to read.
Hey.
Or go look for me on Twitter and give me a follow there.
All right.
Yep.
You know you can find me there for fun. But yeah, learn to read, guys. I'm not going to help you on this one.
Well, thanks for being here, brother.
Nice
Yeah, it's always a pleasure,
man.
Jason. See you next time, guys.
See you next time,
good
Fenrir. But no, I compared Rosario Dawson's acting to Bella from Twilight because that is the way I feel when I see Ahsoka.
There, bro.
Can't believe you watched those movies.
I was in a relationship at that time. Okay.
Well,
every guy I know that's watched it had their girlfriend made him watch it. My wife wouldn't watch that.
What movie?
I could not see those movies in the theater.
Twilight.
They come on HBO, and you ask yourself, why are these three main characters so ridiculous and not in a good way? And then the Coen family is like pretty much the only interesting thing I remember from any of those movies. And then you forget those movies.
It was just so funny how he defended that whole show, and it was so accurate to the canon. And again, the whole fucking stupid debate with, oh, but the characters have grown up, their life is different, that's why they're not kids anymore, in that kind of sense. What the fuck,
dude? I got a guy at work that is psyched out about Miss Marvel or the new
why
Marvel.
Did you ask him why?
Well, he's like, his niece was really into it. He bought her the bracelet stuff. I'm like, yeah, you bought it for yourself. He's like, oh well, I couldn't even get a pre-sale ticket. I had to buy it secondhand or whatever. I guess through StubHub or whatever because it's at Disney. I'm like, yeah. So you bought like one of 200 seats. I'm like, they're projected $50 to $75 million opening night.
I don't think it's going to hit that much opening weekend.
Okay,
so wait, is that the domestic projection?
Domestic projections, yes.
Is supposed to top out is 25 to 57. Oh fuck! I want to go look it up now.
75 to 50 million based on pre-sales.
Oh, my ass! It might hit 50. Oh, I'm sorry. That domestic? No, nobody cares. Nobody's interested. Like it's already like this is going to prove why the first movie made $2 billion. It's because where it took place. Everybody thought they had to see it.
Yep.
And now it's like, oh, there's no interest. You're talking about characters that you have to go watch TV series behind a paywall to have any idea who there are. Not like the casual fan does not know who Monica Rambeau is, does not know who Miss Marvel is. They don't read the comics. They don't know any of these characters.
Yeah.
Even the projections. I don't see it. I just don't see it. And
people don't have the money they had.
Right.
I don't even think that's the case.
Yeah.
Because you have movies like, again, shut up, Jason, Barbie, Oppenheimer, Super Mario movie, Spider-Man, No Way Home.
Yeah.
All those movies broke
the live action one.
Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah.
All those movies broke $1 billion.
Mm-hmm.
Right, but I'm saying people were interested in those. This is just
exactly.
a Marvel movie.
That's the whole point.
It's just a Marvel movie. No, there's no reason to flock to it. And people don't have the expendable income to be like, oh, there's a new Marvel movie. You want to go watch it? And be like, well, who is it? I don't have no idea who that is. I'm not going to go watch it.
Okay.
Well, I mean, like, I guess even like Guardians was considered a success after a while, but it took a while. I don't think I think it's the weakest one out of the three, personally. I thought it was
Guardians
good,
3. I think it just broke even.
Did it? Okay.
Yeah. I actually enjoyed that movie. I thought it was done fairly well. It was a good sign off. The end of it was way too fucking long.
Did you agree that Gamora was just too much of a bitch in that? I don't know. I was kind of like, did they really need to bring her back? She was driving me nuts in that movie, personally.
Well, and I get it. But... It's like her before the Guardians and everything else, and Gamora was pretty much a stone cold assassin. So I kind of got it.
Okay.
I think they played on it a little hard.
Yeah, no, I agree with Wookie there, and I enjoyed the third movie more than the second movie.
Really?
Yeah. It was a lot of things I didn't quite like with the second movie, and I didn't like that they changed the father of Peter. I didn't like that. Oh, suddenly it's a big planet named, that's Ego. It's now a totally different fucking character in the comics and all that. And I didn't like that concept. I could survive it, but I was not the biggest fan of it. I think Guardians 2 it's decent, but I like the third one better.
Of course, the best part of Guardians 3 was Rocket's story. That was quite.
I still haven't seen it.
Well, that's the whole reason I went to see the first one opening night was because fucking Rocket the Raccoon was in it.
No, he's
like, this guy's an asshole.
Yeah. The one thing I hated with the third one was, of course, Adam Warlock.
Oh, he was horrible.
He didn't really fit in the movie. He was there to just be there.
It's like, what are we doing with this?
Yeah, they totally changed the character. And again, talk about a big miscast. I did not like the casting on that one. But overall, with everything else in the movie, I did enjoy in the third one. So I think the third one was better than the second one. But of course, the first one is the best of all of them.
Yeah, the first one is still my favorite.
Yeah. No, the first one was really well done. And it's like I said, James Gunn can make certain stuff, he can make certain stuff, but certain stuff he just can't make. And I don't believe in his DCU world. He has to start he has to start shut the fuck up on Twitter and other places about his and when and Wookie and everyone
fuck up on Twitter tends to go for most celebrities.
Yeah. And Wookie, I think all of us, Wookie, Kilt, and all of us, we've mostly seen, the Flash movie, right?
Yeah. I've seen half of it.
So
they're saying the special effects weren't even done for that movie.
Oh, you can see it wasn't. Oh my god. They can try to excuse what the fuck they want, man. I work with films and all that fucking crap. You see that it's not fucking finished. But James Gunn, he came out, it's one of the best superhero movies ever. And then he decided, I want Andy, the director of the Flash movie, to do my Batman movie. So Andy, who made the Flash, he was the director of it, he's gonna do the Batman movie for James Gunn.
I think Flash became part of the problem that Marvel has. They were trying to copy Marvel so much with starting the movie before the script was done, for all this stuff. Because remember, James Gunn made a big deal that the script will be written and it will be finished before we even start pre-production. That was a big problem with Marvel. That's why they're doing all the reshoots and fixing everything in post the expensive way. Gunn came from Troma Films. They didn't have any money. One shot and you're done.
Like I've said before, after things they've said, came out and talked also about, we are not going to have, nothing with, the old movies, or, everything from Peacemaker and other stuff. They're not canon, but Peacemaker is returning to his universe. He's still going to have Amanda Waller, and they're still going to keep Blue Beetle. So I'm like, James Gunn, what are you thinking here? You're saying that everything else, it's no canon, but it's kind of, some of the characters are still in a way canon in your universe with the things you're doing. So how are you gonna resolve that? You could have just used the excuse of the Flash, just use that as an excuse to like reboot your universe, and just everything is rebooted. You have a whole new cast. You don't bring back Peacemaker, don't bring back other characters from the movies. Even though the movie fucking tanked and was really bad, but you could use that as the first movie in your universe and continue with the whole original universe and concept and do stuff. The other problem I have with James Gunn when he talked about the Batman movies, that they're gonna skip the whole, Dick Grayson, Tim Drake. They're gonna skip all of them. Maybe they will be mentioned, but they're going straight to Damian Wayne's story. And I'm like, yes, I like Damian Wayne in the comics. I have liked him. I like him. I think he's a cool character and all. But I kind of want to see, Dick Grayson. I want to see the real Tim Drake, not the gay Tim Drake that we have now, or bisexual or whatever. But I want to see these characters also established before, I want to see them grow before we get Damian Wayne. And yeah, that's my view on it, though. I don't know what you would Kilted Cash, Chris.
Wonder if they're going to go straight to Nightwing and Justice League and stuff like that. It might be why they're skipping Dick Grayson. And probably, I would say you already had Robin and stuff in the old movies. A lot of those people have seen them. I'm not against it. My thought was that storyline was not very good, is what I was told. I haven't read it. And that's what he said. That was one of his favorite comics. You can't fault him for that, at least if he uses the comic as the base for it.
This man also hates Batman 89. However you feel about that movie, without that film, we wouldn't be getting certain movies that we did later on.
Yeah,
that started a lot of things. Yes.
Yep. No,
and that's probably my favorite Batman movie.
It's a good one.
It's very good.
But I don't have faith in James Gunn and the stuff that he's saying. If he just should stop talking and writing on Twitter and all that kind of stuff, and just write your shit, do your stuff, and commercial that a movie is almost done, and we are starting filming, and just do like the normal small stuff to tease it. Just do that, but don't say more than that, and just surprise us and see if we like it or not.
Wookie, did you enjoy Suicide Squad 2 by any chance? I know he directed.
No, I did not. I did not care for that movie.
Yeah, I had problems with it, man. I felt a lot of the jokes didn't land, and I was like, well, I was hoping
I didn't like to see dick jokes.
No, not after.
My biggest part was they killed Russell Flagg.
Yes,
whatever his name is, Flagg. I was really against that. That after that scene, I was done with that movie.
I see.
I did like the Harley Quinn thing. I said we had a guy with red flags again, and she shoots the dude. I thought that was absolutely hilarious.
I thought Suicide Squad Harley is not bad. I thought out of the other stuff in the movie, that part was all right.
They could have just removed Margot Robbie from the.
They could have.
Yeah,
they could have. You're right. That could work.
They could have. It would not make a lot of change if they did. And again, I don't like this version of Harley Quinn at all. So I've said this before. I think. The first Suicide Squad did a better job on Harley Quinn than, the Suicide Squad 2. And, of course, Birds of Prey. Of course, that was...
Oh, man, dude, I wanted to throw some... that movie was awful.
But ever since the first Suicide Squad with Harley Quinn in it, every time I see Margot Robbie, I think of Fran Drescher.
Really?
They sound exactly alike.
Oh, my goodness.
I got to split.
Fran Drescher was kind of hot back in the day.
Kilted, please promote yourself, man.
Thank y'all for having me. It was a fun couple of hours. I was a little bit late. I was been kind of groggy. Actually, this discussion woke me up. Thank y'all very much. Absolute fun. WookieBeBad, nice meeting you. Prismatics, Cash Money, everybody. Jason, good seeing y'all again.
Pris, are you awake?
What?
Pris, is he awake?
Pris.
Is he? Oh,
no. Okay.
Dang it, Pris.
But my channel, Kilted Cajun on YouTube. I talk about the nonsense of just nonsense, just absolute nonsense. Live streams on Wednesdays. I've been playing Cyberpunk 2077 on the weekends.
Nice, man.
So come check me out. Thank y'all for having me. But I gotta I'm going to get ice cream. So y'all have a good one.
Ice cream, dude.
Have a nice one, brother.
Have a good one. Talk to you soon.
I still want to see, the Ayer cut of Suicide Squad, the original version that Ayer wanted, that he did.
Okay.
I still want to see it to just see what he did. I'm interested to see what he really wanted this movie to be, because we all know that Joker is a big part of this movie until the end in his version.
Hot take: I really enjoyed Jared Leto's Joker.
I don't know, man. I'm not sure. I just thought it's just too flamboyant for me. I don't know. I didn't like
I enjoyed Jared. It's like I've said, if he just got, we have not seen the real shots. We have only seen, the reshots.
Maybe that would help.
We've only seen the reshoots of him as a Joker. The only time we've seen him as the Joker that Ayer wanted was in the Suicide Squad trailer. That's the only time we saw the version that he wanted. That was a little bit different and more dark. But we only saw the reshoots of the way he acted. And I like Jared Leto. I think just with the right script and everything, I think he would do a proper fucking good Joker. For fuck's sake, I have tattooed Jared Leto's Joker logo on my fucking arm, and that kind of says a lot. I enjoy Jared Leto. The only thing I didn't enjoy was, the laugh. I wasn't the biggest fan of the laugh, but it does sound like a door. But other than that, I enjoyed him. I really enjoyed him, and I liked the chemistry with him and Margot Robbie. I think the chemistry was pretty decent between them in the movie. And every time I watch the movie, of course I watch the extended cut, the extended version of the movie. I don't watch the regular cut.
I've never watched the extended cut.
Yeah, it has a lot more in it.
Earlier.
Yeah. It has a lot more into it that makes it a little bit better. But no, I prefer. I will watch the first Suicide Squad movie any day of the week, and just skip the second movie. That is no, it doesn't exist for me. It's just like the sequels. It's not canon for me. There's like only one Suicide movie, Suicide Squad live action movie.
Yeah, I can't. I watched that once in the theaters. I can't watch that again. Maybe I've watched it a bit, but
I am a fan of James Gunn's idea where you can have movies then they're not canon. And I wish Star Wars would do that and be like, well, it is, but they have to make
it would be nice. You could have side stories that don't have to just connect to Star Wars. I agree with you. Yes.
I mean, you could do a Kyle Katarn movie and be like, this is not canon, but here it is. It's fun.
Yeah, they could. Definitely.
And make justice to the character.
Oh, yeah. You just got to get enough people to care.
I think they would have made him a great Jedi.
I don't.
We had a discussion at work the other day, and I've been talking about it with Fractured. Supposedly, there's no such thing as a gray Jedi. You're either light or dark. You can be in the process of going one or the other.
About these gray Jedi things.
Yeah.
Not
because
sure.
If balance is actually just the light side, how do you walk the line?
It's good. That's a good question.
Right. Yep. But I will mention there is actually in Jedi Path, the Jedi book that we got before Disney took over and all that kind of stuff. They actually talk about Grey Jedi in that book.
Okay.
And is that Legends?
That is Expanded Universe. This is 2010 when the book came out.
Well,
but it's not what the Shills claim it to be. They're still Jedi. I have it right here because I did reread.
Great Jedi then is on more the light side, but they're kind of confused and they're kind of
no. I have it here. Okay. So this is from the Jedi Path book. So the so-called Grey Jedi have been with us since the beginning, although they do not break the Jedi orthodoxy concerning the dark side. They bristle when asked to take orders from the council. The Grey Jedi makes compromisions, cut corners, and hide their actions, and yada yada. You can also read it here. So this is what the Grey Jedi is.
Oh, so they make compromises and cut corners and hide their actions.
Yeah. So it's nothing about you know the dark side. You know that you have your own rules and all that. That's just all of that is fan made. But this is what Grey Jedi is talked to be about. And you also have, like they wrote here, some call Master Qui-Gon a Grey Jedi. And I confess, I can see why they do. He's going to get me into trouble. Kenobi, he wrote. And Luke also wrote, in the Expanded Universe here. Interesting. Wonder if he did,
Huh, that is cool. I might have to read
the
that
books
book.
that came in like the fancy boxes that like
opened up. They had those.
I had the Sith Holocron and the Bounty Hunter book downstairs.
Yeah, the only thing I didn't like with the Jedi Path is that, again, I hate Ahsoka, and I hate that Ahsoka, her writing in it and all that kind of stuff. I hate Ahsoka, but I can survive it. But so the Grey Jedi are a thing in that kind of sense, but it's not what all the Shills are saying it is, like what they claim that, Kyle Katarn is a Grey Jedi because he's been using the lightning in the games.
That's a stretch, man. I don't.
They are just, they don't. They just, they bristle a little when they get asked to take orders and stuff like that. They don't follow the council as much, like Qui-Gon did. He didn't want to be a part of the council, and he kind of followed the Force more and yada yada. So all that kind of stuff, I've forgotten this, so I'm really happy that I did reread the book. I'm just like, right, okay, I've totally fucking forgot about that, because in a couple of fucking years, I only heard that, this fucking shill fans, this Disney shills talk about their view on Grey Jedi. I'm like, so that's why my mind has always been like, the Grey Jedi is not a thing. It's not da. But it is just not the way the shills they say it is. You know what I mean?
It's typical.
I had a discussion with the shaved head girl about Ahsoka and Grey Jedi, and she's like, well, her lightsabers are white. She's a great Jedi. And I'm like, do you know why her lightsabers are white? And I had to go through the whole thing about crystals bleeding and her cleansing the blood from the crystals and all that shit. She had no idea. And I'm like, that's why they're white, because they're without color, because she washed it away with the Force.
Yeah. I never liked that concept.
What? Somebody. Okay.
Right, sure. That is from that Ahsoka novel book.
That is okay.
And that's also why, you know, some Sith have red lightsabers, because they're bleeding the lightsaber, the crystal. They're bleeding it.
Yeah, they got rid of the synthetic crystal.
Wow.
Yeah. No,
my brain is about to explode a little bit. All right, continue.
I like the more original concept, like in the expanded universe, and colors has meanings too. You know,
right?
In the expanded universe,
that. Yes. Yeah.
It's like a lot of Jedi.
I had to explain what a yellow saber meant, and a blue saber, and a green saber, and all that good stuff.
Yeah. And it's just like, but that doesn't matter anymore, you know. Now you can just, I'm going to the dark side, so I'm just gonna bleed the whatever fucking lightsaber in a crystal it is, and just make it red. Oh! I find a red crystal. You know, it's like, you know, it's bled and evil, and so I'm just gonna heal it, cleanse it.
Pick up a fucking lightsaber, like, oh, this one's not gonna work because I'm not this kind of person. Like, that's just
I need to cleanse it before I'm gonna go to battle. I need to bleed it before I go to battle. That's not how it works though. But no, that's not, man. It's not that many that have actually read the Ahsoka novel and knows why she has white sabers. And it's just like, it's a lot of the shells too. They don't read a lot of these comics or books. Sometimes they only go through the fucking series.
Go through some of the lore at least, but I guess they don't care about that either. I don't know.
But we're talking about games. Wookie and Cash, are you gonna get the new Spider-Man 2 game?
What do you mean, where you get to spray paint as a deaf girl and they mute all the volume to like make you feel it?
I don't really understand some of the decisions, especially the ugly faces on people like Mary Jane and Black Cat. Like, the faces just kind of look.
I remember Black Cat is now LGBTQ.
I know she is, and she's bi, because a few years ago she had to become bi in the comics. So of course Insomniac Games is going to be like, well, we have to make her. She's still bi, so whatever. It's really weird to me. It's just weird. Like, Black Cat, she can be just straight. It's okay. She doesn't have to be LGBT, but whatever. This, like, Harry's face looks off to me too. I don't know. I think his face looked better in the first game. Some of these faces look off. I'm like, I feel like the modders, when this finally comes out for PC, which hopefully should be a few months. And this game may make a lot of money on PS5. It's certainly getting a lot of high reviews, 9.5, 9.
Another thing that pissed me off is that they took so many comics into one storyline. They mashed and mixed it all up that it became too fucking much. And a lot of the new lore too, with, you know, Venom and other stuff, it makes no fucking sense.
Ooh, that's pretty cool.
That is cool. I do like that. That is amazing.
You know what? Yeah,
it's only $80.
Not bad.
I might get that.
Yeah, I might too.
Statue.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
and it's also Diamond Comics who did it. They can make a lot of good stuff. Of course, I need to order it. You know, we don't have GameStop in Norway either way, so, you know, we would never have that in Norway. But
right,
yeah.
If I can trade in my unopened PS5 for it.
Oh,
are you gonna ever open it then, Wookie?
I bought it just for the God of War franchise, and
you did? Okay,
yeah, and I started playing Elden Ring on Xbox, and
yeah,
and just been, and between that and YouTube, and I work 50 hours a week. It's kind of hard to have time to do anything.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Man.
Yeah, I've set a goal to beat Elden Ring before December, so I got to get back on that because the DLC is supposed to drop right before Christmas. They're just saying it's going to be announced at the Game Awards.
Yeah, I'm wondering. I think Beargate 3 might win Game of the Year, but it might not. It might be Zelda. I don't know.
Many people think that Spider-Man will win Game of the Year.
I think there's way more hype behind Baldur's Gate and Lies of P.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah,
yeah, Lies of
is
P, man.
interesting,
I'm
though.
excited to play that.
It's
I'm
an
excited to
I
play
interesting
that
played
game.
that, and
Right.
I'm like, fuck, this is harder than Elden Ring.
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
it's pretty brutal, and it's Pinocchio meets Dark Souls, basically. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen
Yeah,
a lot of people play it, and it looks just so fucking fun. I was excited when I saw it the first time they showed it. Damn, dude, this game actually looks really fun, dude.
If you get a few months of Game Pass, you can play it on there if you want to
Oh
test
yeah,
it out.
I have Game Pass.
Okay.
I have it on my Xbox. I have already,
Oh, okay,
downloaded
great.
it. Yeah, I have it
Great.
ready for playing
Good.
that too. But I have a lot of things I have to play now just because of you too, man. Because you gave me games on my birthday. So.
Well, yeah, man, because those are all that stuff is quality, though. Maybe I do have one Dragon Ball game. I've never really gotten into Dragon Ball. Maybe I will, or Dragon Ball Z. So maybe sometime.
If you're into fighting games, the Dragon Ball games are kind of cool. So are the Naruto games.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
fighting games
tried
with Dragon Ball's pretty
one
fun.
of the Naruto ones. I was like, I kind of got bored with it, man. It was just like a demo. But I kind of see why that series is still popular, I guess. I don't know if it's changed or not, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm so old now, I couldn't keep up on a fighting game like that.
Well,
I mean, I could probably beat the story mode, but I couldn't do anything online.
Tekken 8 might be great, but
oh yeah, I'm so excited for it. I am excited
bucks.
for it.
I don't.
For me,
I
it's worth it.
Yeah,
but I'm a big Tekken guy. That's the thing. I'm a big fucking
right.
Tekken guy. So I'm like, I will buy it either way. If it's shit, it's shit. But I am gonna buy it and play it through it.
You might be able to find a deal
Dead or Alive just to piss people off.
Totally, I remember those.
The first Silent Hill movie was really good, but the second
I
one
liked the first one.
The second was
not.
First one was very good.
Yeah.
I even know some people who did a fan project. They changed it, they revitalized it, they did a lot of things. They made Rey evil, and then she became good again, and a lot of things that Disney refused to do. And they even made sure that Luke is the Luke that we know from old. So not just the hermit Luke.
Yeah.
Well, the Colin Trevorrow script was supposedly pretty good.
Colin Trevorrow, I have read it, the script that came out. There's actually another person out there who actually made it into a comic, so people could see the story that he was going for. I didn't like everything, some rewrites here and there, and the story would have been a lot better. And Rey was her own character with her own heritage, and there was Kylo Ren who killed the parents. He became the main villain. You actually had Hux killing himself. Hux committed suicide in the story.
Oh wow!
Yeah, he collected lightsabers and other stuff. So he actually, in the story that Colin made, Hux had Mace Windu's lightsaber, and he stabbed himself with it in the stomach.
Oh Jesus!
So he went really dark with Hux,
Wow.
dude, because he can't handle a failure,
Yeah.
He was almost kind of like the Knights of Ren as a dark force worshiper.
Yeah. No, Rey got double lightsaber. She actually got training, like real training. Notice it was just a lot of different stuff in Colin Trevorrow's storyline.
Yeah.
And I see we have someone in the chat, the good old friend of mine, Mr. fucking Claw. Dude, it's a long time, brother. It's good to see you, man. I hope you're doing fucking well, bro. It's good to see you, man. But no, Colin Trevorrow's script was more interesting. And Claw said, yes, just finished Spider-Man 2. Yeah, we just talked about Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, Crit just sent me all these messages about Spider-Man 2 and all the political agenda that's in there. Well, I guess I shouldn't be surprised because of how Insomniac has turned, but I have to say I've been enjoying
the gameplay
Ratchet
is good
and
though.
Clank.
The gameplay
yeah,
is good,
of course, I'm sure it is. The Last of Us 2, the gameplay is really good.
Yeah, the gameplay was
there's
fun.
other stuff, yeah.
What I think is funny is you take games that are not that woke, and people are screaming about them being woke, but you take games like Cyberpunk and things full of political agenda, and they're like, oh, it's the greatest thing ever. And you have, CD Projekt Red touting their menstrual leave, and they're doing ESG videos and all this stuff, and people can't wait to play those games.
Yeah.
Well, Yeah, Cyberpunk just kept getting to be a better game. I'm gonna play it sometime soon. I did buy it. If you're gonna buy it, I would say buying it on PC is the best for mods and other things. But
yeah, no, I am gonna buy a Cyberpunk and all that. I still not played it.
But so it was fine for me on Series X. I was on the One X at the time. My buddy was on the regular Xbox, and he said there was like nobody walking on the streets, like it was completely empty. Like we would share screenshots and stuff. It was pretty broken when it came out, and people forgave that because they fixed the game instead of actually releasing a game that was fixed.
I just want to say, hail to Lester, man. It's fucking good to see you, brother.
Hey, Lester, good talking to you.
It's real nice to see you.
Yeah,
real nice to see you again, man. And I will send you the whole list of the expanded universe books and comics and all that. I promise you that I will do that.
Yeah,
so I will do that.
Once again, though, like whatever people like, I'm not hating on people. If you enjoyed Spider-Man 2, that's fine, man. But
if you enjoy
just
it,
don't tell me that I need to enjoy it all. So when I'm not,
so Lester saying, so you're saying I shouldn't buy Spider-Man 2?
It's up to you, man.
That's all up to you, brother. It's all up to you, man. It's like the gameplay is, that is the plus side of the whole game. It is. The gameplay is fun. The combat is fun, all that kind of stuff is really nice. I'm just not really thrilled by the story. That's just my take on it. I was not thrilled by the story. It was too much of the modern comics of Venom and other shit in it that I just didn't like as much. But yeah, Cyberpunk, man. I hope my PC will handle it.
It should. I mean, there's a lot of cool content. I would probably also say
it's because of the mods, that's why I want it.
Yeah. It probably has some of the better customization, even better than Baldur's Gate 3, or as I like to call Bear Gate 3. I understand it's all optional, but it's easy to mock this stuff when they want
a character that can become a bear.
Yes. Yeah. Oh man.
Oh yeah, the Baldur's Gate stuff.
Yeah.
I got a short involving the troll sex scene. Thanks, Mr. Bug.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, Jace was showing me a lot of those scenes one day after the stream was over. I said, "Dang it, Jace! Like, it was just something. It was something. It just really was."
It was.
Like, and this is based on D&D. And once again, you buy this game, that's fine. This stuff is all optional. You don't have to do the whatever bestiality stuff where the guy turns into a bear.
It's only Moss who likes that shit.
Oh boy! But to me, that's just not needed in a game based on D&D. So I'm just not interested in it. Other people, they want to buy it. Knock yourself out. Just not for me.
I looked at it and I realized it was like RTS, and I'm like, I'm done.
Okay. You're not a big RTS fan?
No, I'm not a fan of that top-down playing your moves.
Oh, okay.
The last game I played like that to completion was Final Fantasy VII.
Oh yeah.
And I think that was the only game I've ever played that's like that.
Great game.
Yeah, no, I like the Final Fantasy gaming style on those games. I think that kind of stuff, works in those games. But I'm not like the biggest fan of that type of games myself that's the gameplay. But when it comes to, for example, with Final Fantasy, I'm like, I'm all good because I love Final Fantasy. I love the universe of Final Fantasy. So I'm like, I'm all good with that. That is the gameplay. That's how the gameplay has been for years and years and on. So I'm like, okay, I can survive it.
But the Blitzball stuff is excessive in Final Fantasy X. But I would still say it's a quality game.
No, so I'm excited to finally go through, Final Fantasy X and X2 again because it's a remastered versions, and happily, Mr. Cash Money here, on my birthday he bought me that game and 2 other games. So finally, I can go through the remastered versions of those games. I'm pretty excited for it. Lester said many games have bad stories and have had bad stories for a while, not since the first 3 Mega Mans.
Yeah, and if In My Claw is still around, did you enjoy Spider-Man 2, man? If you're still around, I'm curious.
I know that he's a big Spider-Man fan. He used to be here a lot before. He's one of the OGs from back in the day. So I know that he loves Spider-Man, so I'm really interested to. So Claw, if you have time, man, you're allowed to just pop in, man. I would love to listen to your views on the Spider-Man game, because we all are different on it. I like different opinions when it comes to this game and other shit. So
yeah, man, I want to know if you liked it, didn't like it, made you feel something great.
Yeah, I mentioned to see how my normie friend see what he thinks of the game. He did complain about Horizon Zero Dawn. Like, there's a gay community you have to help, and it's all dudes. He's like, how the hell do they keep making people? And but I'm interested to see, because he's never read the comics and stuff. He's only watched the movies and done all this stuff, and he's like, Miles Morales is not Spider-Man. Get over it. But like I said, I get he's a variant, but he's not the Spider-Man. Peter Parker is the Spider-Man,
and he always will be. And I remember in one of the shows, I think it was the Ultimate Spider-Man animated show or something, when you have Miles and he has like a kid Arachnig or something. That was his name instead of being Spider-Man, he had his own name. And I think that would have fit a lot more, because I kind of like when superheroes have their own name, their own personality. They don't try to be another superhero that is already established and loved and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's gonna be fun to see if Cash, if you're gonna buy the game. I'm excited to listen to your opinions when you get through the fucking game.
I want to wait. I want to see what modders are going to do and fix faces and upset people and say, "Hey, she's more attractive than,"
but
or
it's
whatever.
Going to be what, 2 years before they release it on Steam?
Actually, the new person that they've got with Sony, I think, said that they want to release this stuff a few months after it's out on PS5, but we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I know it does feel like 2 years, doesn't it?
Well, and also you had the people raising hell because somebody replaced all the pride flags with American flags.
Yeah, that was the first.
now you have pride flags and Ukrainian flags.
Oh, you saw that? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you've also got a Black Lives Matter billboard too, for some reason. Of course.
Yep. The political stuff has to be there, that's what they do. We need to, cater to the wokies here and there.
Stupid. This game, I guess, is just full of stuff even more than the first game. That's really disappointing. But we'll see what the modders do with it. And then some of them will get banned on Nexus mods and stuff.
Yeah, I was going to mention that, because Nexus is not, they don't like that. They cater. They're like, no, they will ban you.
That's right.
But hey, Nexus, that is a good way to lose your customers that likes this website. You will lose those people and they will find some other website and other people to do that.
I'm just glad. I was thinking of getting that bundle of the Spider-Man too. I'm glad I didn't now. What the hell? I mean, I don't know. It just seems like these stuff is a mess. It's just, even with the Baldur's Gate 3 and all the sex that they want to push and stuff, I'm like, I mean, you can, but what is this? You guys trying to turn this into Game of Thrones? Because D&D is different than Game of Thrones. That's at least how it feels. And demons and having sex, and then you walk in on them or whatever. It's just like, okay, this is something. Now, all this stuff is optional in the game, though, and there is a game there, obviously, but it's something. It's something.
So I'm thinking about wrapping it up. So we're just gonna go around the table. So I'm just gonna start with Prismatics. Prismatics is asleep. He's sleeping like normal. You can find Prismatics, of course, on Twitter, fighting all the wokie-pokies and LGBT communities and all that kind of stuff. If you like to watch him fight those motherfuckers, it's really fun. You can also find him on Twitch and on his personal YouTube channel, and of course here. And you can always experience, even on his own channel, he can fall asleep.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That is something. So one time, me, Moss, and Pris, we did a stream on his channel talking about stuff, and Prismatics did fall asleep on his own channel. So me and Moss, you're just like I said, it was good that we were using this Streamyard that I have, because then I could end the stream. So it was good that I could do that, but he did fall asleep. So me and Moss is just like, yeah, we're just gonna stay for a little bit longer to talk and stuff, and we will see if he wakes up or not. But but he did fall asleep on his own show when he was the fucking host. So that is all fun. And then, of course, our good friend WookieBeBad. Please promote yourself, brother. Where can they find you?
So this Sunday I will have my show at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're gonna have Beard of Liberty, Joker Voice, and Fractured on. The Fractured Filter does his show on Saturdays, the Saturday Night Sith.
Yep.
Pretty cool Star Wars nerd. I don't really have any videos coming out. I don't have anything really to make one. There's a thing on Carolina Care. I might make a thing about where they're not going to tell you your children's prescriptions.
Okay.
But other than that, Thursday nights I'm on Static's show on his channel, on Static 2020 show, and we'll see what I can come up with. I'm looking for some new stuff to make some videos on. Maybe take some time off after Ahsoka. Ahsoka was horrible.
Yeah. And then, of course, Mr. Cash Money.
Oh man, we've been well, this week there's been Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, which I highly recommend if you enjoy platform games. So I'm planning on playing more of that tomorrow. Before that, yesterday was some Myth Force. Myth Force is like a 80s cartoon thing. It's pretty cool. I know it got mixed reviews and people are like, oh, it's just too repetitive, but it's actually pretty fun, even without friends. You just got to set a good goal in that game. But I'm working on that. I've been playing those and grinding, and I'm hoping to finish maybe Rift Apart tomorrow. We'll see. And then next week, I'm going to be starting Dishonored because I've actually never finished that game. And I thought, well, you know what? Maybe it's time to actually finish it on stream. So I've got that, and then Sunday I've got Pop Talk with Mike and Baron at 10 a.m. So, and then when I'm not doing that, I'll be here, and then when I'm not doing that, I'll be on my own channel. Working on stuff. I'm still working on some videos, but the gaming streams seem to be going pretty well. So, I've been working on being more consistent with my own channel, so it's been pretty cool.
Yeah, man. No, I'm happy for a channel, man, and I want it to grow. So,
thank you, man.
No, of course, man. Anything more you want to say?
No, just still. I'm also going to be working on stuff on Rumble too. It's nice I have enough followers on there so I can do things. So I can take things to another level that I can't on YouTube. But yeah.
Exactly.
And of course, I want to see 540 continue to grow as well. So.
No, thank you.
And Pop Talk.
And other than that, I want to say thank you to the audience who's been here tonight and writing and having fun with us. And I know this was an unplanned stream, but we're still gonna stream on Tuesday and Thursday. But other than that, I also want to say thanks to Phil for actually being here and people. Oh, it's Phil. Yeah, he's a real person, He's a real person. Unfortunately, he was not here when Cash showed up, because that would have been fun. He's so much better than you. He claims.
That's what he claims. Yes, the jester claims that, the court jester.
Yeah, he does. No, and I have stuff in the works with the channel. I'm also working on certain videos myself. It's some Star Wars lore, and this is also Star Wars lore before the Clone Wars ever happened. So I'm going through Asajj Ventress' real story, and I'm also gonna go through other characters that I love in the expanded universe. So I'm really excited to get those done. I'm trying to finish all of them before I release them because I like to have scheduled stuff, and I like to plan out stuff. So I'm working on that. I'm also working. I don't know when it's gonna be released by the band, but I'm working on a music video thing for a band in Norway. So I'm really excited to get that done. Of course, you can find me here on our channel. You can also find me on Pop Culture Minefield sometimes. Sometimes I'm over there and talk about movies and other stuff there. Good friends of ours. You can also sometimes find me on T-Shirt Historian. Sometimes I will be there. You can also find me at Sir Talks a Lot on his channel. Sir Talks a Lot. We talk about other stuff, and I'm also still working with Mike Barron and Chuck Dixon to do some more streams together. But other than that, as I always say, life's too short. Make the most of it and win 540 and a panel We love you. We appreciate you. We would not been here today if it wasn't for all of you guys out there and of all your support. You guys inspire us every single day to continue doing what we're doing. And other than that, we will see you next time. And do remember, shut the fuck up. You're a fucking cunt. Shut the fuck up. You're a stupid cunt. Suck